Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a lovely day. Welcome to today's episode of How You're Not Getting Fucked. I'm your host, Blackberry the Cat, and her assistant, Louis Rossman. Today I want to talk about a bill that's going to the New York State Senate that just went to the Assembly that I think is a great law. Yesterday we talked about a New York State law that I didn't like, and this one I think is an exceptional one. Today I'd like to do this on a positive note and talk about a really good law that went to the New York State Assembly that is now sitting in the New York State Senate that I fully support, and I will ask that if you agree with me, you consider supporting as well. So one of the problems I talk about in this channel a lot is that companies will make products that connect to the manufacturer's server, and because of that, the manufacturer can just disable them at any time or stop supporting it, and you're stuck with a brick or a product that has a lot of reduced functionality. And you never really know when that is. For instance, with the Nest Learning thermostat, when they sold this, it didn't come with an expiration date in the box. You bought it and you never had an idea that this was a product that could die at some point in time. Or Belkin, they make these connected light switches. One of the things I found interesting is that this connected light switch that you could use from your phone, they were still selling it after they announced that the product would no longer work. So they announced the product is no longer going to work 6 months from now. You could still buy it on Amazon on the Belkin Wemo store, which is insane. You know companies have gone too far when they're literally continuing to sell a product after they've told you this is dead. We're killing this. This is not going to work anymore in 6 months. Give me $119.99 for it anyway. And nowhere in the product advertisement did it say that this thing was going to die in 6 months. What this bill does is it requires that if you are selling a product that has an expiration date on it, that you be honest about the fact that it has an expiration date on it. That's it. It's a very simple bill, and it will be very difficult for even the most disingenuous opposition lobbyists to explain why this is bad. Let's read some of the text of the bill. The manufacturer shall clearly and prominently disclose a minimum guaranteed support timeframe to prospective buyers in all the following ways: disclosing on the product webpage, disclosing at the point of sale in a manner reasonably designed to reach the attention of the prospective buyer. The minimum guaranteed support timeframe for a connected consumer product shall not be reduced after it is first disclosed. So for instance, let's say that Belkin sells this connected light switch and they say that it will be supported for 3 years. They can't 6 months later say it will be supported for 6 months. You can't do that. Whatever time frame that you put on the packaging, you have to stick to. The next is they have to tell you how you can continue using it. The notification about the connected consumer product's end of life shall include clear information about actions consumers can take if they want to continue using the connected consumer product in a secure and effective manner, disconnecting such product from the internet, and shall provide a list of features lost in and vulnerabilities and security risks that are likely to result from such product's end of life. So if you produce a product that is going to become a brick once you stop supporting it, in your advertising materials, you need to tell the customer, by the way, this product will become a useless brick 3 years from now, just so you know. This is also an opportunity for the better companies to have different messaging in their advertising. If you're a good company, you could say, by the way, once we no longer support it, you can use our product with Home Assistant. Here's a guide on how to make that happen. So this not only forces bad companies to be honest about their practices, but it also gives good companies an opportunity to get a leg up on their competition by selling in an honest way based on the fact that their products will actually last. There was a great documentary I was watching on tomatoes about a while ago, and it was talking about this person who is making tomatoes that essentially have no taste and no flavor whatsoever. And not only do they have no taste and no flavor, but they also have no nutritional value. And the people were doing these scientific experiments on normally grown tomatoes and these weird ass fucking modified freaky 3D printed tomatoes that were getting made. And they asked the CEO of the company making it, be honest, if a consumer had the ability to see when they were in the supermarket that this tomato had 4% the nutrients of a proper tomato, if they didn't both look the same, and he was able to see that, do you think that they would buy your tomato, or do you think they'd say, fuck that? And the owner of the company just kept giving a bullshit answer. In our current fucked up market, where I have no way to tell walking into a store, these two tomatoes look the same to me, that this tomato has 94% less nutrients than this one, I may just buy the really shitty tomato if it's a few cents less. But when you force the advertising to be honest, consumers may actually start making different decisions. Yes, this thermostat costs $8 more, but it does not have the notification on it that says in 6 months it's a fucking brick. And it gives the opportunity for good companies to put on their product, we support this product for 10 years, and after 10 years is done, you can still use it with Home Assistant for free. That makes a marketing distinction that allows the free market to operate better because now consumers are actually informed. When you're walking up and down the halls of a Best Buy or a Digitech in Zurich and you're looking at different connected products, you don't really have a way to tell from looking at the front of the box one of the most important things there is to know about it. Will this thing actually work in 6 months? And if not, what can I do about it? The next is that you can't sell something that you're about to kill. So it stops what I was talking about in that Belkin wiki article and the video I did on it last year. The manufacturer shall not sell, lease, or otherwise distribute the connected consumer product after the date that is 1 year before the minimum guaranteed support timeframe and date for such product, which I think is fair. Belkin was selling a light switch over here that on their website support page, they're saying is not going to fucking work anymore. And for some reason, you can sell something that has a 1 year warranty, even though your support page says this is going to stop working in 6 months. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Above all, this has real Attorney General enforcement. Any violation under the provisions of this section shall constitute an unlawful practice under Section 349 of this chapter. All remedies, penalties, and authority granted to the Attorney General therein shall be available for the enforcement of this section. The reason that I support this, above all, is that it's a really small and simple ask. And I think that we have to start making small wins before we can get the big wins. The big win is when a company disables support for a product, I'm able to just make that product work again. I can post the code. I can show other people how to make that product work again without going to federal prison. This is what I've talked about, whether it's with the Nest thermostat bounty we did, where somebody made the Nest thermostats work, or the Echelon exercise bike bounty we did, where somebody made the exercise bikes work with the apps that they used to work with before Echelon sent out a firmware update, but he's afraid to release the firmware because he doesn't want to go to federal prison for 3 to 5 years. I think that it should be okay for you to make these products work again after the sale. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But unfortunately, in the world that we live in right now, sadly, that is considered a big ask. A small ask is, hey, if you're going to make the product stop working again in the future, can you just be honest about it? Can you tell me that in your marketing material so that I can make an informed decision as a consumer? That's a small ask. I would like to see us, at the very least, make some progress on the small asks, because this is not something that a manufacturer can argue against. They can't say, well, this is going to add all this burden. It's going to cost us more money to make the product. That's going to make things insecure. Or like what they did with canceling gym memberships and Lena Khan's Click to Cancel. Click to Cancel will cost the economy $100 million a year. Which is a really strange form of telling on yourself, by the way, because at that point you're essentially saying that $100 million in the American economy are people that want to cancel but fucking can't. But that's a topic for another video. On this video, here's what you can do. If you support this bill, I'm including a link down below that includes a list of emails to a list of senators and their staffers that you can email to explain why you support this and that you support it. It's going to include a little bit of draft text that you can include, but I would highly suggest you modify that text to make it a personalized message. It's going to include a summary on the bill. Please do email them. And please do let them know that you support this. Please call their office and let them know that you support this. If you're in Albany, go to their offices in person and let them know that you support this. This is just one small step in getting back ownership. And again, you may look at this and go, great, now they're just being honest about how they're going to fuck me in the future. You know what? Yeah, maybe that seems like a small victory, but it's one step in the right fucking direction. And so far, over the past 5 to 10 to 20 years, we've been getting kicked in the wrong direction every single fucking day. So I'll take every single win that we can get. Help us get the win. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.
We also have the duty not to infringe the IP rights in the process. It is in fact the manufacturers who have the relevant rights, not consumers.